Everyone loves some good old trash talk. Everyone loves it even more when trash talk backfires and the initiator regrets what they said. The concept of this video is pretty straightforward, so no further explanation is needed. How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and here are 7 of the most iconic times where trash talking backfired. Let's begin. Number 7. Kevin Garnett's Mother's Day comment. On May 9th, 1999, the playoffs commenced. It was Game 1 between the San Antonio Spurs and Minnesota Timberwolves. KG has always been a very intense trash talker, and at this point of his career, he has yet to win a single playoff series and needed every edge he could get. In that game, there was a moment where Duncan went to the free throw line to take his 2 free throws. While he was there, Garnett mocked him by yelling, "Happy Mother's Day, motherfucker." For reference, Duncan's mom died of breast cancer when he was a teenager, and they had such a close relationship. She was the reason for Duncan's desire to finish college to get his degree. Her death was a tragedy, a huge turning point in his life. Garnett knew that as well, and he went too far. He tried to do what no one has ever done successfully, get into Tim Duncan's head. It did not work. Duncan and the Spurs trounced the Wolves, winning the best-of-5 series 3-1. To this day, Duncan and KG, 2 power forwards who defined that era, do not have a great friendship, all because of this moment. Duncan doesn't have beef with him, or anyone for that matter, but he has never responded to KG about this statement. It left a bad taste in his mouth. Number 6. Chris Bosh's girlfriend trash talks LeBron. On January 6, 2008, the Toronto Raptors vs. the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors had a 70-61 lead with about 10 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Feeling good about their chances to win, Bosh's girlfriend started screaming at LeBron from the stands. When LeBron went to the foul line on a call that it didn't seem like a foul, she continued to lay it on him, constantly talking smack while he's waiting to shoot his free throws. Now, LeBron doesn't come across as a guy who holds grudges, but when you keep trash-talking him like that from the stands, when there's still that much time left in the game, oh, he was mad. LeBron exploded for 24 points in the 4th quarter, 8 for 10 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3, as the Cavs came back to win the game, with Bosh's girlfriend sitting there in silence. After the final buzzer sounded, LeBron turned to the stands, turned right to her, and said, "It's your fault." Number 5. Purple shirt guy vs. Dwyane Wade. You remember this guy? In the 2016 playoffs, the Heat matched up against the Hornets. In Game 6, with the Hornets up 3-2, the entire arena was ecstatic. They believed this was the year they could finally win a playoff series, for the first time in over a decade. It certainly looked that way too. The momentum was all in Charlotte's favor. The fans were confident, so confident, in fact, a guy in a purple shirt started taunting Dwyane Wade. Wade started to get frustrated, you could see it on his face. He missed a few shots and constantly heard the guy screaming at him throughout the 4th quarter. So, how did Wade respond? With a minute left to go, the Heat were only up by 2. Dwyane Wade got the ball, slid to the side of the court right where the purple shirt guy was standing, and hit a 3-pointer to put the Heat up 5. Then, down the court on the next possession, Wade had the ball again, with 20 seconds left in the game. He drives to the rim, does a quick pump fake, then nails his signature turnaround elbow fadeaway. This was the dagger, the final nail in the coffin. After the game, Wade responded to a reporter who asked about this interaction. "It's definitely a cool moment, a cool story. I appreciate him for being part of the story, because he's added to the legend of my career." Apparently, Wade also tried to find him after the game to meet him, but he was nowhere to be found. I guess he had a bad night. Number 4. Yao vs. Shaq. When Yao came into the league, the media immediately created a storyline for the season. It was Yao vs. Shaq. A rookie from China who most people didn't even know about versus Shaq at the peak of his career. Of course, Shaq disliked the comparison, because, how can you compare the best center in the league, heck, the best player in the league, to a mere unproven rookie? Shaq felt disrespected by this comparison, so in an interview, he said this.
Wang Zhu, whatever your name is, you want some of Shaq food? Come get it. I'll be waiting for you.
Yao wasn't fazed and wanted him to show it on the court. The much-anticipated matchup happened on January 17, 2003. The Rockets surprisingly came in with a better record than the Lakers, but all eyes were on these two giants. Yao started off the game by blocking Shaq's first 3 attempts to the tune of a roaring crowd. Yao finished the game with 6 blocks and the Rockets came out victorious. Overall, Shaq still outplayed him, but after the game, he developed a great amount of respect for Yao. He eventually apologized to Yao and their relationship grew over time. In fact, Yao, as a kid, used to send Shaq letters. In an interview, Shaq recalled a conversation he had with his father about Yao. He showed me letters that Yao used to write me when he was a youngster in China. Christmas cards, birthday cards. My father said, "The guy looked up to you." Most of the guys I was killing, I looked up to them. But he said Yao looked up to me, so show him a little more respect. Our relationship changed after that. Number 3. Reggie Miller vs. Spike Lee. This infamous photo has spread around NBA circles for decades. But when did this happen and what was the context? Well, on June 1st, 1994, the Pacers and Knicks were tied at 2 games apiece in the Eastern Conference Finals. Spike Lee, of course, an avid Knicks supporter, was heckling Reggie and the Pacers all series long. That's basically Spike's MO. This time, Reggie had enough. In response, he dropped 39 points, including 25 in the 4th quarter, as the Pacers mounted a furious comeback. They were down by 12 entering the final quarter, but they won the game by 7 on the back of Reggie. In the post-game interview, he was asked about Spike Lee, to which he responded,
We finished very well. Mentally, we were into the game, but you got to give New York credit. They came out hard.
What about Spike Lee?
Spike who?
We will see you on Friday.
All right.
All right. Good luck to you. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, one of the great playoff performances in the history.
While the Pacers were up 3-2, it would ultimately be the Knicks who got the last laugh. So I'm not sure if this moment fits in the context of this video since the Pacers eventually lost the series. So Reggie did not get his complete redemption. But for that single game, Reggie did what nobody else thought was possible. He made Spike Lee shut up. Number 2, never trash talk Larry Bird. This isn't just one instance, but multiple instances of people trash talking Larry and getting their words stuffed back in their face. Horace Grant once admitted, "I started talking a little trash to him. I'm saying, 'You're not going to score, you're not getting this basket.' I remember him then telling me exactly what he was going to do to me. He says he's going to fake me left and then he's going to shoot a right-hand hook over me. And then he goes and does it and scores." Another time, Reggie Miller, in his rookie season, started to heckle Bird near the end of a close game. Bird's teammates, Kevin McHale and Danny Ainge, overheard it and just started laughing. Bird drew a foul and hit the game-winning free throws and then told Reggie, "Rook, I'm the best shooter in the league right now, understand? And you're up here trying to say something?" Bird had a knack for telling his defender to his face what he was going to do, and yet he still does it, and his defender cannot stop him. It happened again with Robert Reed. Against Reed, in the closing minutes of the Celtics championship, he literally told him where he was going to go. That was to the corner of the three-point line right next to the Rockets bench, and Bird hit the championship-clinching shot. Against Xavier McDaniel in another game, Larry told him the Celtics' entire plan. "Xavier, I'm getting the ball, I'm going to take 2 dribbles to the left, I'm going to step back behind the three-point line and stick it." He did exactly that, and the Celtics won the game. There's way too many trash-talking stories of Larry, but there's one thing that players recognized a long time ago. If you trash-talk Larry, prepare to embarrass yourself. And speaking of embarrassing yourself, this brings us to number 1, never trash-talk Michael Jordan. There's no shortage of MJ highlights against the Utah Jazz, but this one was quite a funny moment. Early in his career, the Bulls and Jazz didn't have much of a rivalry. That would soon change. When Jordan dunked on John Stockton, the Jazz owner Larry Miller shouted from the sidelines, "Hey, pick on somebody your own size." Jordan didn't say anything back, and we weren't sure if he even heard what he said. Then, a few possessions later, Jordan blasted upon the lane in transition and dunked on Mel Turpin, Utah's 6'11" backup center. Then, he turned to Larry Miller and responded, "Was he big enough?" I guess you could say Jordan took it personally. Here's another story that happened in Vancouver. This would be the Grizzlies' inaugural season and Jordan's first time visiting Vancouver. They were a horrendous team, and on the other hand, the Bulls were having the greatest season in history. This was the year they won 72 games. However, the Grizzlies surprisingly gave the Bulls a tough time. At one point, they were up 8 points with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And that's when Derek Martin, the Grizzlies point guard, shouted at MJ, who was taking a break on the bench. "Hey Mike, shit's not falling tonight, Mike. You're having an off night. Told you we were going to whoop your ass tonight." Big mistake. Now, Martin was a young guy, just his second year in the league, but you gotta know better than that. In response, MJ immediately came off the bench and dropped 19 points in the final 9 minutes of the fourth quarter. The Bulls capped off a 94-88 victory, and Jordan shouted at Martin, "Shut up, you little b***." What's even funnier is that after the game, a fight nearly broke out between Martin and his teammate, Byron Scott. Scott was furious that Martin was talking trash to MJ, of all people, who Scott was guarding. Even more prominent players have tried to smack talk MJ, but he treats all these comments the same. Magic Johnson, in a 1992 Olympic scrimmage, told him, "If you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're going to blow you out today." And sure enough, Jordan's eyes lit up. He hit consecutive three-pointers and stared down Magic on every possession he scored. Even Magic got scared when he looked into Jordan's eyes. It's moments like this when you realize we're glad Jordan played basketball, instead of, some other occupation. Anyway, that's all folks. I went a bit overboard with all those Bird and MJ stories, but they just have so many. Those were some of the most iconic moments in NBA history where trash talking has backfired. Let me know in the comments any other moments you can think of. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and of course, as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.